Years ago, I used to love this cartoon character, and I'm not sure if you're familiar with it or not. Calvin and Hobbes. It was a little boy, and he had a toy tiger. But this tiger always seemed to have life and be real to him, like an imaginary play toy, and or a play companion. But Calvin and Hobbes were so funny to me because Calvin would say things that were so mature and yet so irreverent. And on one particular day, he goes into school, and Calvin just hated appealing to authority or being subject to authority, whether it was his parents or whether it was at school. And on one particular day, he goes into school, and it's show and tell. And for show and tell, Calvin had taken with him a snowflake. And when he gets up to the front of the class, Calvin was going to show this rare snowflake that was unlike anything else that he had ever seen. But you know what happened. By the time it was his turn to get up in front of the class and show what he had brought for show and tell, which was the snowflake, he says, "Oh man," he says, "this just turned into a drip of water just like all the rest." And he says, "That's what happens when you come to school." I thought it was so cute and so funny because, who wouldn't know that bringing a snowflake inside of a schoolhouse wouldn't cause it to melt? I mean, who wouldn't know that? But at the same time, there's so much truth to that. I mean, we learn, it's almost as if we are enculturated into a society that has us trying to be like, act like, look like everybody else, whether it's wearing uniforms or taking standardized tests. That's the goal, to get us to follow rules and to show us how things ought to be. It's not until you get grown, until you get a little older, that you learn that it's all about, once you've learned the rules, you learn the rules so you can break the rules. It's all about individuation and figuring out what it is that makes you who you are. So don't look down on the system as if it's done something wrong. It's done what it was supposed to do. Now you do what you're supposed to do. That means you find out who you are for yourself. That means you figure out how to love your own special color, your own special version of you. Love it and then be it boldly. And so when you can do that and embrace all the differences, there's 64 colors in a crayon box or 128, depending upon how big your coloring box is. It's only one of you, and you get to make it what you desire to be. Color your world fancy. Hey, this has been Sandra. I love you. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Thanks for listening. See ya.